Okay, welcome everyone. Wow, we're in the last parak of Masechtas Bava Kama. An amazing. So, we are sponsored by the Fisher family, Lila Nishmas Basi Bas Rabit, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. We learn also Lila Nishmas David ben Chaim, L'Refuah Shalema for El Yom Moshe ben Chayesar, for the Schus of Avram ben Yom ben Nishma Malki Yehudis, sponsored by Yoel Klugman and family for their Parnasa Gzunt and Nachas, L'Refuah Shalema for Meir ben Chayesar. Perfect timing, Chol Avram. I come in, I see my Shver has a smile, then I look for my brother-in-law. He's here. Hi, Reb Shmuley. It's great to have you. As I always say, there's a lot of phone calls here because there's a lot of pregnant wives in Fairways. People, they're always, It's mamash amazing. It's mamash amazing. The HOA is going to have fun with all these babies under 18. Yeah. Okay. So we're holding by Mishnah Beis. Notlu muchsin es chamayra. Again, this is the illegal muchas. This is a muchas that he has a medallion to collect taxes and takes whatever he wants. So Dina de Malchusa Dina doesn't apply. So if the muchas takes away his donkey, v'nosnolay, and he's nice, v'nosnolay chamaracha, he gives him a replacement. Now, even though that replacement was stolen, but because the Baalim were miyayish, and now this Shina Rishus, we're going to see he could keep it. Gazlu listem es ksusai, the robbers stole his cashmere coat, v'nosnu like ksus acheres, and they gave him a London fog. So again, the one that they stole the London fog from was already miyayish, and now it's Shina Rishus, so Arielu Shalai, he could keep it, because the owners gave up hope. Hamatzal min anor, if somebody saves something from a flash flood, I mean agayis, there was a pogrom, there was a military battalion, I mean alistim or bandits, in Misyasha Abailim, if the owners gave up hope, Harielu Shalai. Now this is true even if there isn't Shina Rishus, but if the Bailim gave up hope in these cases, he could keep it. V'chein nechil shel dvarim, a swarm of bees. In Nisyashu Abailim, if a swarm of bees ended up on his property, if the owners gave up hope, Harielu Shalai, he could keep it. Now, Amar Rabbi Yochanan Breika says a chiddush. Nemenes ish oy cotton lamer, even though normally a woman or a child does not have credibility, a woman or a child is believed to say mikan yotzen nechil zeh, that it's from this field that this swarm of bees came from, and then you have to return it to the owner. Now, umahalach b'seich stei chaveru lahatzeles nechila. Let's say my swarm of bees ends up on Gedaliah's property. I could go without his permission into his property in order to recover my bees. However, Vim Hizik, if I do damage, I step on his rose bushes, I do damage, Mishal Masha Hizik. But let's say my bees land on the branch of his tree, and I want to cut off the branch in order to retrieve my bees. I can't cut down his branch, even if it's on the condition that I will pay for it. However, Rabbi Yishmael ben Rabbi Yochanan ben Breika says no. This is one of the takonos that Yeshua made when he was Mancheles Aretz. You see how our Gedolei Yisrael dotted the I's and crossed the T's of how people should live together. And they say that Almanas Kain Hinchel Aretz, that if my very, very expensive bees lands on Gedaliah's branch, Af Kaitzetz, I could cut it down to retrieve my bees, V'noisen es Adamim, and I will replenish him the money for the bees. What a long Mishnah that was, right? Now, Habakir Kalov Usvarav Biyad Acher. Let's say I recognize my candelabra or my svarim by somebody else. And v'yotzaloi shem geneva be'ir, and it's known that I had loyalenu, I had a break-in. So then yeshavalei aloi keach kama nosen, the one that I found it by swears how much he paid for it, v'yito, and I give him the money and I can get it back. Now you'll say, why do I have to give him the money? It was stolen from me. I wasn't miyayish. Well, I have to give him the money. This is called the Takonas Hashuk. It's a Takonas Hashuk because otherwise people will be afraid to buy things. So therefore they made a Takana that even though I recognize my stuff by you, I could claim it back only, as the Mishnah will proceed to tell us, when it's known that I had a burglary. However, but if it's not known that I had a burglary, who am I to say that it was stolen? Maybe I sold it to somebody and he sold it to you, and now I have the money to buy it back. I want to get it back. Because we say, I sold it to someone else. So in the case, again, where I see my svarim and my candelabra by Shmuley, and I say, that's mine. So if it's known that I had a break-in, so Shmuley unwittingly bought it from the Ganev, so Shmuley swears how much he bought it for, and I have to pay him. I still have to pay him, even though it was mine, because of the Takonas Hashuk. But that's only in the event that it was known that I had a break-in. Otherwise, I can't force Shmuley to give it back to me, to sell it back to me, because maybe what happened was I sold it to Saba, and Saba sold it to Shmuley, and now I have the money, I want to get it back. I make a claim that it was stolen. There was a mice in Borough Park. I remember when it happened, it made a big uproar, that a woman went into a candelabra, a silver store, and she started yelling that it's her candelabra. And the owner said, if you don't get out, I'm going to call the police. And she made a big ruckus, and finally she picked up the candelabra, unscrewed the bottom, and pulled out her ksuva.
He was crying. He was crying.
Yeah. Huh?
I knew that.
It's an amazing story.
My sister-in-law's parents.
Oh, really? Huh?
What happened in a situation like that?
Well, you see, I don't know the story, but in our case, an Ehrlich Mensch like Shmuley is not buying stolen merchandise. But if somebody is buying stolen merchandise, the law would be different. Right? In the case in the Mishnah, Shmuley didn't know that he was buying stolen merchandise. But anyway, I don't know if in that case he knew either. I don't know what the case was. Reb Chanani ben Akasha